Well, CPI data came out today and it sucked. That's right, 3 months in a row of total suckfest. Now, how does this apply to the crypto market? Well, that's what the rest of this video is about to tell you. We had a live stream that happened this morning where we went in depth in regards to what Jerome Powell watches data-wise, and that's the CPI data. Thank you to everyone out there that donated to the channel. Thank you for chat for being active as well. Bitcoin sitting at 26,846, ETH 1551, XRP under 48 cents, 47.9. XLM getting closer to that 9 cent mark, sitting at 10.2. HBAR 4.6. Markets are not too happy. Quant sitting right at $86. Oh, not good, everyone. All right, so here's the deal. CPI data. Let's talk about the data first and then how it affects crypto. Now, CPI data came out, 3.7 again. All right, that's not good. We need this to be going down. Now, you're like, okay, well, wait a minute. What do you mean we need this to be going down? See this hash line right here? This represents 2.0. That's where we are right here. We need to close this gap and get it all the way back down here. See? Pre-pandemic time? Yep, we were there. We were good. See, so you can get there. But then when money printer went burr, oh shit. We know the story, okay? Problem is, you've got this delta. You got this gap here. And this gap, which we were rocketing down real quick, we're like, all right, cool. Jerome Powell may be done raising rates. If he's done raising rates, crypto markets can flash green, and we did see some green. The problem is, though, is then we saw 3 months in a row of it going up and sideways, which put the brakes on the crypto market. Why does this put the brakes on the crypto market? Because, again, when we look deeper into the data, and that's why you watch this channel, that's why you're subscribed, that's why you comment, that's why you support the channel, education. Because shelter, everyone, is the problem. Shelter was the largest contributor to the monthly all items increase, accounting for over half of the increase. Increase of gasoline index was also a major contributor of the monthly items rise. So housing is expensive. If housing is expensive and debt is going up, the consumer doesn't have money. The consumer is the one, retail is the one who's been fueling crypto. That's why you're not seeing anything move. Institutions aren't getting into it. Why? Because now institutions are like, oh crap, CPI data, inflation is going up. Jerome Powell may raise rates. If he raises rates again, that means bond rates would go up. That means if banks are sitting on billions in cash, and banks do this all the time, this is very normal practice. Banks just don't leave cash in their bank accounts. They put it into bonds because it's safer. But if banks are sitting here going, man, in another month, we might be able to get 0.25% more for our $1 billion we're throwing in there. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to wait it. So now that puts more banks locking up money into these bonds. The bond gap then also spreads, which means money that was put into bonds years ago that are now expiring and coming forth, guess what? They didn't pay out much. Banks need cash to weather the storm, of which we're thinking, hey, banks are probably going to need cash. Why? Because a lot of people aren't taking loans out because loans are so expensive. Auto loans are very expensive. Home loans are very expensive. Banks won't be making money on high interest. Why? Because not as many people are taking out loans. So how does this apply to crypto? Well, check it out. XRP down big in this last trend. XLM down big in this last trend. I've got this bubble out here. You've got bad economic inflation conditions that are going to be lasting all through this bubble right here. That's not good. PPI data came out just yesterday. PPI data, producer price index, what producers pay. Theirs was up. First time in 6 months, theirs went up, which means they're going to be passing their prices on to you, which means that's going to drive up, yes, consumer CPI numbers. So PPI, yes, can push up CPI. Learning on this channel. So in terms of crypto, you're going to have tighter monetary conditions extended throughout this time period right here. We're talking through the back end of 2024. Now, those of you in the know that for the December contract, not November, but for the December contract, you're starting to see the market price in the rate hike. So for the meeting in November, November 1st, only 13% of people are thinking, hey, we're going to get the hit. They're thinking we're going to get it in December. If not in December, when would the time be then? January 31st. So all we're doing is pushing the rate hikes out, which means money stays expensive during this whole time period. Consumers are getting crushed. Debt is going up. These projects here aren't following through. You add that to bad macroeconomic conditions. You add that to the fact that we're not getting anywhere close to our inflation target, so the Fed has to be even more aggressive with their monetary policy. Then the most risky assets out there, like crypto, are not going to get the financial support that they are. Why? Because the financial support's going to get more and more expensive and stay expensive for an extended period of time. Now, there may be some out there that are like, yo, dude, you sound negative. It's not that I'm trying to sound negative. I'm just showing you what the data is telling us. And the data is telling us that economic conditions are going to be really, really tough here. So what are we starting to see trend-wise now? More people putting cash on the sidelines. Investor level cash, all right? Investor class is putting cash on the sidelines. It's the best way to put it. Lower income families are adding to credit card debt. Why? Because it's so freaking expensive to live right now. Food's expensive, utility, everything's expensive. So you got one part of the market over here that moves it, that's adding to cash, which means they're not actively getting into the market. They're putting it on cash because they're expecting a correction. The other part of the market, middle to lower income families, right? Guess what? The job market isn't as good for them. Their 401ks aren't contributing as much. They're putting more in credit card debt, so they can't feel the retail segment of it. So if you've got a whole bunch of classes out there that aren't getting into the market because of economic conditions being different for those two investor classes and economic classes, well then guess what? That means there's nothing really flowing into the market. This is going to take some time to right this ship. So no, I'm not being negative. In fact, I'm extremely positive. I'm so positive that I'm busting my butt like every day to get ready for a 6-hour ultra marathon. I've got a speed session to do today. I did run, bike, run yesterday. Yeah, I did a duathlon yesterday. That's what my training was. It was pretty cool, actually. See, I am positive. But I've got a plan, and I got a map, and I know what pain to expect. And I see it up on the screen right now, too. I know what pain I'm going to see here in the crypto markets, and it's not going to be good. It's going to be extended duration pain. Money is going to be expensive for a while now, global money. And we still need inflation numbers to come down. We still haven't gotten it to come down to target, which means, you know what? Rate hikes still on the table, putting more downside pressure on crypto. Plus, come on, one of these projects out of there has to do something. They got to follow through. All this over-promising and under-delivering is also extremely damning to crypto. Wanted to take time at the end of this video to say a huge thank you to Jeremy, Touche, Jimbo, Tango, Trick, Ben. So many of you out there have been supporting the channel here as of late, and I have been so grateful, so appreciative of it. I've been doing my best to post all the comments out there from everyone that has donated to the channel, because it's seriously a huge thank you. And if anyone of you out there sees a comment where someone donated, jump in and say thank you. Say thank you to that comment, because those comments, they help all of us, because they keep this channel sponsor free, which means I can bring you unbiased news coverage like this, rather than all the other ones that got their hand in the crypto cookie jar, so they don't want to talk bad about crypto and it ends up screwing you over. Nope, not here. Support from y'all is really helpful, and I just wanted to say thank you. So what am I doing? Well, you know what I'm doing. I got a speed session to do today. A little bit of pre-burn. You cool cats, though, have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch y'all later.